This is the saga that's been going on for 12 years, the saga of Julian Assange that may finally be over today. Julian Assange was flown from London to Saipan. He arrived this morning via Bangkok for a quick refuelling. He arrived just under an hour ago, and he's expected at this court to face court here at 9 a.m. local time, which is the same time as Eastern Standard in Australia. What we expect to happen is that he's going to be charged with and plead guilty to just one count of obtaining and disseminating national security material. He's then expected to be sentenced to around 5 years prison. Given he's already served 5 years in a British jail, then that will be taken into account. So it should be released soon after, and then he'll be on a flight to Australia. That is, of course, assuming the judge agrees to all this, but considering this has been months in the making, this very delicate negotiation process between Julian Assange's legal team and the US Justice Department, it should go smoothly today, and it should be all over relatively quickly this morning in Saipan.
We showed our viewers pictures of Julian Assange's private plane landing there on the island, James, where you are a short time ago. So as far as we can see and as far as you know, a pretty quick trip away from the airport to another location ahead of this court hearing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where he's at the moment. The media got into a bit of a frenzy just a short time ago, thinking that one of the cars coming through was him, but we really don't know exactly where he is on the island at the moment. But, you know, we are in Saipan. This is quite a remote island in the Pacific, so it's not quite the media storm you would expect. Just getting here was quite difficult. Most of the foreign media here are people like myself who have come from Japan or South Korea. So there's a bit of local media, a bit of foreign media, but it's certainly not the kind of the huge media circus that you would normally expect, Michael, at the moment.
James, can you talk us through what we'll be seeing when he pleads guilty today, and also any possible ramifications or consequences as a result of this?
Well, above all else, I mean, Julian Assange and his family and his supporters and legal team will be relieved. You know, this has been a 12-year saga that's been going on. He was initially facing multiple charges under the Espionage Act and was looking up to 175 years jail. And he was terrified. If he got to the mainland United States, he would face the death penalty. Despite assurances that was not the case, that was one of the reasons he was so concerned about being sent to the mainland US. It's actually one of the reasons why we're in Saipan, this US territory now, as part of the negotiation process. This is not only closer to Australia, so easier to get home, but he was terrified if he went to the mainland, he could not be facing the death penalty. So that's one of the reasons why we're here. So above all else, they'll be relieved that this is all over. But at the end of the day, he's still pleading guilty to one charge. Now, obviously his supporters have long argued that the releasing of all this secretive material and videos that have painted the US military in a poor light was public interest journalism. And this is something protected under the US Constitution. Those who are against Wikileaks have said, no, this was not journalism. You've dumped a lot of material completely unfiltered, and you've put US personnel lives at risk. Because that's been the argument here. Now, it's understood that the US was simply not going to let him off completely scot-free. They wanted one charge to stick, even though he is obviously being released, we expect, soon after today's hearing. But, you know, there might be some kind of chilling effect. This is something have to be watched in the future now, because by accepting this charge that what he was doing did overstep the mark of journalism, that's going to raise questions about where that line now is in the United States. As I said, freedom of the press is such a big part of the US Constitution that we hear so much about, and he's long argued that what WikiLeaks was doing, what he was doing, was just that, public interest journalism. So, by accepting one charge to say that you've overstepped the mark and that was not journalism, it'd be interesting to see how legal minds think this could impact the US media.